Jon Rydberg is super humble. You would never know all of his outstanding accomplishments unless you ask specifically.
Kind of the definition of Roger Federer in the sense of his calmness. He's kind of a pretty even-keeled guy. He's never negative. He's just really just a positive person.
I think describing Jon is a challenge because his pathway in tennis requires many descriptions. When I met him at 15 as a brand new player, he was just finding his way in tennis. He was shy and learning the sport. And the next transition was Jon as an American player, top 10 in the world, and being a leader on the U.S. team, to now a national coach and on the board of directors.
I have an unusual path to where I am now. Tennis was just an activity that all my friends did. I'm like, well, why shouldn't I? Even though I was disabled at a very young age, I stepped on a court with crutches and a tennis racket because I didn't know what else to do, because that's all I could do. And I didn't know what the path would be like. I was just doing it for fun, and I like sports, and it just kept on rolling from there. Once I got that first wheelchair, once my parents allowed me to have my first wheelchair, let me premise it with that then I could take it to the next level, and that's when I started to say, okay, well, yeah, this is a real thing for me.
Jon's place in the USTA Northern Hall of Fame was inevitable. I think as a player, Jon resembled and embodied professionalism, effort, integrity throughout his career. He wore USA on his back with pride, but more important, he impacted others.
Working with kids from the ages of 3, 4, 5, all the way to working with adults, and his knowledge of tennis, his ability to coach the game once we can get kids out on the court or adults on the court, and then him being able to build relationships and connect with all players is just such an impact on the game of tennis.
He's been coaching at Eastridge since the school started. He does a lot with Courage Kenny. Pretty much when you hear Jon Rydberg, you think of USTA tennis. When he talks, people listen.
To be a good coach, there's a few things that I always believe in. You have to make the sport fun for people, but it's also just about connections with people. You have to be able to relate to everybody a different way. You have to find a way to connect with people that will motivate them and keep them going on the path that you want them on. I'm very, okay, how else can I word this? How else can I even use my body language to get this point across to a player? So those are my two biggest things as a coach, is just, obviously know all the techniques and the strategies and all those kind of things, but tennis is more than just a sport and how well you play it. It's about how much fun you're having. Do you feel some success and things like that as well?
Jon's impact on tennis and wheelchair tennis is massive. He got me obviously into wheelchair tennis, coming from somebody who now is on the board for USTA, and I remember being in some of those meetings and kind of seeing our northern section kind of be not having what we call those green dots on the map. With Jon's motivation to grow the game, Jon's knowledge to grow the game, all of a sudden now we have dots on those maps.
He's done an amazing job of bringing people to the game, whether or not they're in a wheelchair. I always talk about footwork. He talks about preparation. So we've got some different ways of saying it, but he gets people to love the game. And every year we bring in new people. He's an inspiration to them, and he's gotten them to love the game that is a lifelong sport.
He has taken on roadblocks in his life, whether it was at 1, 15, or whatever he is now. He has uninhibitedly taken on those roadblocks and been successful. And so when he looks at an opportunity to make an impact, he doesn't ask if, he asks how.
When I was first beginning, I wasn't allowed to play high school tennis. I wasn't allowed to play, league tennis. I wasn't allowed to do all these other things that everybody else could do because I was playing in a chair. Once those rules changed and became more integrated, then that opened many more doors for everybody. It's rewarding to be playing yourself and having your personal goals and all those kind of things as a player, as a competitor. But there's obviously more to it than that. With being a coach, you're now responsible for many more people than just yourself. I try to inspire just by doing the right thing. I try to coach them in a way that makes it fun, and I try to get them the best they can be. I just want them to have a passion, something that they're into, but I want them to be involved in something, especially on the wheelchair side of things. Our wheelchair athletes, for the most part, for the decades on end that this sport has been around, has been doors have been closed for wheelchair players in many aspects, and this is one door that will be continually open now as well. So I advocate, there's no reason why you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do this. You should be in your regular PE class with your classmates because they're playing tennis. Guess what? You can play tennis as well. So those are kind of the big things that I like that tennis has given us, that I can push on our wheelchair athletes and our able-bodied athletes, that this is a great sport. Anybody can play it. It doesn't matter the level. And that door is always open for you to take it to however far you want.
Jon, you are more than just a tennis coach to me. You're a great friend. You're a great neighbor. I love that I've known you for 13 years and we're going to be friends forever. I appreciate you and all you bring to Eastridge tennis, USTA tennis, but more importantly, you're just an awesome guy and a great friend.
Thank you for what you do with all of these players that come through. This sport is very, very fortunate to have somebody like you, Jon. And I want to thank you for everything that you've done for me. And again, most importantly, what you've done for all of these tennis players.
Jon, congratulations. You are officially a Hall of Fame member. But I think more important, you're a Hall of Fame person. Your dry wit, your humor, but more important in everything in this life, whether it be the U.S. team, as a coach or as a friend, you have always shown up. And I know that moving forward as a Hall of Fame member, you will continue to show up for those you love, for those you are leading, and for tennis. And we thank you for that.